Now today we're here for a very, very tasty race, the Monaco Grand Prix. First of all though, if you haven't seen yesterday's video, I did a race in the Red Bull RB18 mod on Assetto course. If you haven't seen it, it went out very late, about midnight last night. I'll leave it linked up in the top right, so go check it out. But today, we're here for Monaco, and the main event of course, which is going to be qualifying. Now if you're going to enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe for more for daily F1 content, and let's get the weekend underway. So, in the background you can see me just going through the activities, and we've also got a press interview which I did, but the questions were average, so we're never going to bother showing that because it wasn't worth it. But we're going to jump into the weekend then. So Monaco, a track where we've done pretty well in the past, and after the last race, which if you haven't seen, again I'll leave that one linked up in the top right as well, a lot's happened and we've got a big chance here today to extend our championship lead. The weather forecast is going to be dry, so no rain forecast to the race. So yeah, let's jump into qualifying and let's see how we get on. This of course is probably the most crucial session of the weekend because qualifying and grid position is going to be key around here for the race, and we want to make sure we're starting as far up as possible. And yeah, overall qualifying this season has been pretty decent. We've had, I think, 3 front rows and 2 P17s, so it's been a bit of like a up and down, season for us. But yeah, Monaco is usually a strong track for me. So you joined me at the end of my first push lap in Q1. Now it was a decent lap actually, a bit safe, but decent enough. We do a 1 minute 6.9, definitely win more time in it, but for now we'll take that as we invalidate our next attempt, which I wasn't going to do anyway. I then backed off, cooled off the tyres for a lap, and then went again for a second push. The second one, we actually found a bit more time. We was a 10th and a bit up here, heading through the Lowe's hairpin into Portier, but then we just tapped the wall, making our way down there, and I had to go back to the pits. Now, we was P6 at the time, comfortably safe, but because I didn't take part in the final runs in qualifying, it meant there was a bit of the time simulation glitch where all the cars set their lap times without you knowing, and it kind of simulates the ending of the session. And we dropped all the way down to P16, so we just got in. We almost got hit with a surprise knockout. Luckily, we stayed in, which is crucial. So in Q2, I tried my luck on the mediums on my first run here, and you can see we've got 6.5 minutes to go. So we've still got plenty of time to finish this lap and then go for another run. So yeah, we're going to try and see if we can at least set a decent banker on these. If we can start on these, that would be awesome. But we'll see how it goes. For the tunnel though, I just get a bit, I don't know, distracted. I was looking ahead, I don't know, looking to the next corner, and I just didn't really focus, and I just understeered into the wall and I got wing damage. So we had to go for the soft tyres to get us out of trouble in Q2. Not that it's a bad thing, as long as you qualify, on the front row or on P1. So yeah, we're gonna send it on the softs. We've done a 1 minute 6.9 in Q1 as a reference. Let's see what we do here as we go through turn 1. Nicely done through there. Not quite enough inside curve, but that'll do for now. Up the hill into Massenet, 5th gear, then down to 4th. Keep it tight as you come in for that second apex, and then Casino, the right-hander, we correct a bit further steer down the hill into Mirabeau, nice and tight to the wall on the right as we then head into the Lowe's hairpin. First gear, dragging a bit of a lock up into there, but getting the car rotated nicely. Then through the right-hander, where we got damage in Q1 this time. No dramas. A little bit wide of the apex at Portier, and struggling to get the power on because of that, but still flat out for the tunnel this time, avoiding contact with the barrier. And now into the Nouvelle chicane, 3rd gear, tip the nose in, left, right, back on the power on the exit, and now into the best corner to back, 5th gear, as close as you like to the walls, through the swimming pool, gliding over the curbs, right on the limit of the grip. We get floor damage going over that second part of the swimming pool, and that affects us into La Rascasse. Now the final corner.
The underbody's taken some damage. I suggest we box so we can check it out.
And that was not ideal, but across the line, luckily, we still set a decent lap, a 1 minute 6.7. We go P2 at the time, then eventually we get pushed down to P6. Michael Schumacher getting through in P9 as well. So both cars into Q3, we survive a late scare with floor damage. And we also made sure there was no time sim glitch from the AI, so the lap times were a bit more realistic this time around. So, yeah, Lando Norris quickest, Verstappen P2 ahead of Perez, and then we get through in P6, even with that floor damage, so probably more time to find as we jump into Q3. Now, this is my first push lap in the session, and this was right on the limit through here. This was absolute perfection, brushing the walls at every turn, giving it absolutely everything. and the car really working well as we start to really find some confidence and build up our confidence into Q3. At the final corner, we open the DRS on the run up to the line. It's going to be a 1:07, or 1:06, sorry, 0.3, and we miss out on pole by half a tenth, but very close, and a big warning sign as we go 4/10 quicker than our Q2 lap and showing our true pace. But now it's time for the final lap of Monaco, so let's break it down and let's enjoy it. So down to turn 1 again. You want to try and straight line the braking, 4th gear, lots of inside curb, and then get the drive out of there, which is what we do. We get a nice bit of traction up the hill into Massenet. You're looking for the second apex right there. We brushed the wall on the inside, and that could be wing damage for us. Luckily, we're still up in the first sector and we've kept going. We are going to push on. The car feels fine, so I'm assuming no damage. So we're going to keep this rolling because right now we're on for pole. We're a 10th up on our previous best. Rue Portier, you can see, getting the power down now. Still a 10th up into the tunnel, and this is looking pretty decent. Now into the Nouvelle chicane. Bit of time to find here. We know the swimming pool was perfect last lap, so there's not going to be a lot of time to find. But look at the advantage now as we're nearly 2/10 up, a 10.5 up into Tabac. Now we just got to try and hold on to that advantage. We go purple and quickest of everyone, committing once again through here, carrying loads of speed. And then into La Rascasse, we're even quicker than last lap, trying to get the car slowed down, back on the power. And then the final corner, we just run a bit wide and miss the apex, and we get a terrible exit as a result. And we bottle it right at the end as we have a scruffy end to the lap. Rascasse and the final corner, not quite, you know, as good as last time, and we miss out on pole by half a tenth, which is really unfortunate. We drop into the 2s along the side of Verstappen, but we don't quite get pole, which is a shame because we had it. We dropped the 10th in Rascasse and the final corner, and yeah, a bit of a shame because the pace was great. We peaked at the right time. We built up our confidence, and the car felt really good. We got away with, you know, the bit of a wall tap at Casino on turn 4, turn 5. So, you know, once I knew we didn't have damage, I just pushed on. But that was a slight distraction. Nonetheless, though, there's your top 10. Michael in P7 will take that. Hopefully he can fight back in the race. And Max on pole once again. So there's qualifying. We're now going to move into the race.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Martinez completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Perez, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Michael Schumacher, Gasly, Bottas and Nicholas Latifi, Russell, Tsunoda, Daniel Ricciardo and Ocon, Giovinazzi, Schwartzman, Mick Schumacher and Nobuharu Matsushita, Lundgaard, Eilert, Mazepin and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So for this race, we are starting from P2 on the front row of the grid. Our main championship rival, Max Verstappen, who needs to win, to be honest, is in P1. So we're going to try and stop him here today. Strategy-wise, though, not a lot of choice. We qualified on the softs in Q2, so we're going to have to start the race on this tyre. Fuel-wise, we're going to, of course, run the lowest, which even then is only 0.3 less than what we'd normally run. So, yeah, I think unless maybe... Okay, we can tweak the strategy a little bit and actually get a bit less fuel, so that's good. So, yeah, we'll go lowest fuel because saving shouldn't be an issue. Look at this. We can go as low as 30.3. That's 9 laps less. Oh, my God. Okay, we won't go that low, but... we'll go 32 laps. Why not? Let's take a chance. Let's go nice and aggressive. Other than that, pretty much unchanged. So, yeah, let's jump into the action. Let's see if we can win this race. If so, we'd have a pretty healthy margin over Max. I think the gap right now is 16 points in the Drivers' Championship. So, if we could extend beyond that, that would be massive. So, let's get into it and let's see how the race goes. Well, here we go then. The jewel in the crown of the F1 calendar. 5 lights. I run at Monaco. And run away. Not a bad start. Max gets off pretty well though, unfortunately for us, so we're not going to get to challenge him into turn 1. We'll see what the race pace is like. Again, long race, 39 laps, let's say 40, round it up, so quite a long one. Obviously the shortest track, but the most laps. We're going to try and be tactical, so the first part of the race really is about surviving on the soft tyres. These are not a great race tyre. The medium is where you want to be, so for now, I think if we can just stay with Max and, you know, stay within the undercut window, that'd be nice. The usual story around here is if you pit too early, you're going to get stuck in traffic behind the one-stoppers who are starting on the alternate strategy, and then that's kind of your race over. So for us, really, it's all about making sure that we don't pit early, get a nice gap, and then also, you know, especially if Max does pit early, that could be an opportunity for us to overcut. So yeah, for now, we're just going to go long. We're going to take it a bit safe, try to avoid getting floor damage as we've got in Q2, and just kind of build up that confidence. And then once we've got that confidence with the race fuel, we can start to push on. Okay, end of lap 2 pace, pretty decent. Very good final sector.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
We set the fastest lap on that lap. I will say, so far, the fuel saving is a little bit concerning. We're not saving fuel, and we're 7 laps down, so something we may have to consider. I'm already trying to save a little bit, using some slightly higher gears and a touch of lift and coast to see if we can help it from the get-go. But yeah, we're not really saving a lot of fuel here, which is a bit concerning. It's something I'm not used to. Okay, our pace is stronger now. The AI have stopped using full power after the first 2-3 laps, and we're closing in on Max and also pulling away from Lando. Fuel's going to be a problem, big problem. I'm going to have to be patient this race for a move on Verstappen. I'm going to try and save fuel already. I'm using literally a gear higher than what I'd normally use in every single corner to try and get some fuel back, but we're saving minimal fuel. It makes no sense. Monaco is usually IRL one of the easiest tracks in terms of fuel management. Yeah, it's the hardest one in this game. Well, we've got another challenge in this race besides trying to beat Max, and that's trying to get our fuel on target, which is going to be a serious issue, as I'm only saving like 0.03 per lap. What we got? Yellow. Retirement. Oh, it's Max again. Oh my god.
Green flag.
This is it. This is our year. This is our year. Max is out. Oh my god. This is our season. I can't believe it. Second retirement of the season for Verstappen already. To be fair, Max I think was bulletproof last year in terms of retirements, but this year it's not working. He's getting a bit of the bad luck I had last year. Wow. Well, we can solely focus on fuel saving now for the rest of the race. Bit of a boring one now, because I was looking forward to trying to beat Max while saving a lot of fuel. But anyway, let's try and get this fuel down then while we can. Norris can't keep up anymore now. I think he's starting to struggle for pace. I think the Mercedes clearly isn't as efficient on its tyres as it is, you know, with our car anyway. I think we're much better. Also, Perez is trying to get by. Then they've got a bit of a gap to Leclerc and Gasly. So the gaps are starting to form, they're starting to build. We're going to go nice and long. We've been offered the strategy change to lap 14, which is going to mean we can take this nice and deep into the race and hopefully clear the alternate strategy traffic that are starting on mediums. Still running as high as gears I possibly can. Pretty much 1 gear in every corner higher, and some corners 2 gears. I mean, I'm using 4 through here and I normally use 3rd, but it just feels so slow. But we're still putting away without really trying. So yeah, even then we're only saving minimal fuel. I've saved like 0.3 in about 5 laps, which is very little. Hopefully I can save a bit in the pit stop, and to be fair, I wouldn't mind the safety car later on. That might be something we need to help us out here. I genuinely think it's impossible, unless I go super slow, that I can save all this fuel in 30 laps. The calculations don't add up. We're going to have to really just save from the very beginning here.
Michael is in the pits. Michael in the pits.
So cars are pitting. Leclerc, Gasly, Michael as well. Quite a few cars in. I'm doing a bit of a really heavy lifting coasting at the minute, as we've got nearly 5 seconds over Lando. You can see the gap to Russell is 19 seconds, so we kind of want to just push it up a little bit to 22, so I will go for a push in like a lap or 2 time. We're boxing on lap 14, so yeah, for now we're just going to keep doing our thing. I think even without trying, we should start pulling away from Russell anyway, but yeah, we're just trying to get a bit of fuel saving done before we pit. That's just going to be our only stop. There we go, Lando pits along with Perez and Sainz, I'm assuming, as well. So let's see. Lando's going for the medium as expected. We just got to keep an eye on Russell. Will he be ahead of Norris, or will Norris be ahead? Let's see. Yeah, Russell ahead of Norris. There we go. Literally we need the gap. You can see all those cars are on the alt strat. That's not where we want to be. We want to be ahead of those guys, especially because if we can be ahead of those, it means we'll be able to save fuel a lot easier. So I'm going to go for a push now until we hit lap and a half here. We're going to go flat out. I'm not going to save any fuel. We need to get a gap. Oh, I tried pushing and it's completely ruined my rear tyres, so we're going to have to just rein it in a little bit. These tyres are done. We're going to have to pit and get the mediums on.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
No, copy that, Jeff. Right, back to fuel saving. I think we've got the gap now. Especially because we usually pull away in this final sector anyway. 22 seconds is more or less what you want. I think it will still be close, but we should have the gap we need. I'm just trying to manage and lift and coast as much as I can. Right.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Let's get it done. Come on, boys, I need you to be ready here. I think we're going to be okay. Russell just leaving the Nouvelle chicane now. If we can get this stop to be, you know, a sub 2 second or 2 second on the nose, that would be sweet. It is going to be close. Come on, guys. This has to be good. Alright, slow.
Complete, go now.
3 seconds flat. They're coming around the final corner now.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Alright, we're ahead. Lovely. So we've got track position. Probably didn't even need to push, to be fair. We've got it by 2 seconds, so all we've got to do now is massively fuel save, so that's all we can do, really. We're going to be lifting and coasting like crazy. I think we're not going to make it, though, fuel-wise. I'm really worried about this. Okay, now we're starting to really fuel save. Finally making some progress. I mean, even then I've got a long way to go. But, I mean, we are driving like a snail. I'm using no revs whatsoever. I'm just using the fresh tyres to kind of throw the car in with a really high gear, and because I know it's going to stick because of the fresh rubber, we can get away with it. But I'm literally putting no effort in and I'm lifting and coasting like crazy, using nearly 2 gears every single corner higher than what I usually would. We're starting to make a bit more progress with the fuel now, though, so yeah, it's looking like 0.1 per lap, which is much better. Even then it's still not going to be enough. We need a bit more than that, but we'll keep working. Well, we're at the halfway point of the race now.
Fuel is target -3. We need to save urgently. Adjust your pace to prioritise your fuel reserve.
Target -3. My game says -5. Maybe we might have a bit of a bug. Maybe it might update itself. Who knows? But some of the all-strat runners in the medium, they were pitting. The good thing is we have Russell behind us. So until Russell pits, Norris ain't going to come on to us. So yeah, we can relax for now and keep fuel saving like crazy. Just ticking over the halfway point now, or reaching the halfway point, and we've still got 5.2 laps to try and save, so we've got a long way to go. Okay, so Schwartzman pits, Lando moves up to P3 now. You're going to see that 7-second gap shrink within a lap or two, as I'm just coasting right now. Oh wow, Russell pits already. That's much earlier than anticipated. Lando's already got the gap down to 5 seconds. Okay, so we've got about 2 laps left of this kind of fuel saving mode. We're under 5 laps now. Let's see if we can keep it going. I'm literally, if you look at this, I'm just coasting through here. I'm using no throttle whatsoever. Then a little pump out of here, and then we're back off to the coast down into Mirabeau. And I'm using 3rd, 4th, and then I'm using 3rd for the lowest hairpin. Literally letting the car just roll. That's all we can do, really. 4th gear, I'm using 7th gear through to back. Literally, I'm like 2 gears up right now on what I'd normally run. But it's working. We're getting that fuel down now. Well, Lando's arrived now. He's within my DRS. Just as we've got the fuel to 4 laps now, so we're getting there. We'll be under 4 laps on this one, and we've got another 13 laps to try and keep getting it lower. I'm starting to believe we could make this, but my issue is I don't know how we're going to keep Lando behind. We're going to have to really make our car as wide as possible. It's almost like Ricciardo in 2018 when he lost engine power, and it's basically the same thing, but in this case trying to save fuel. Trying to be underpowered, but also make my car as wide as possible. Right, 3 laps to go on the fuel. We're getting to critical time now. We've got 9 laps to go next time we cross the line. So technically we've only got 6 left before we run out of fuel. So we're going to have to crank up the fuel saving a notch here and really start to slow it down. This is really risky now because Lando's going to be so close in all the crucial areas. But we're just trying to make sure we nail our traction. We're using a bit of VRS, and also we are revving up on the straights to make sure we get the exit. But then after that, we are straight back to coasting. This is serious fuel saving. I've never done it so extreme before. Only at Monaco you can do this. I mean, look at this. I'm literally just coasting through in 6th gear here, feathering the throttle, and just trying to stay ahead at the crucial points. But I'm using like such high gears.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
4 laps of fuel remaining. Okay. That's 37. That sounds a bit more accurate, to be fair. So the fuel seems to be in line. We've got 2 laps to go now, fuel-wise. We've managed to get it down to 2. I can't do any more than this. I am extremely fuel-saving as much as I possibly can. It's actually a joke how slow I'm going. All the pack of cars that are approaching now, they're catching up behind. So if we run out, we're going to drop out the points because we're bringing everyone into play here. But I do think I might just make it. I'm going to have to be really extreme. But we might just make it. Here we go, the pack of cars has arrived. We've just got one big massive DRS train. But we're getting there. Fuel now under 1.5 with 4 full racing laps to go. It's going to have to get more extreme in this, I think. It could come down to the last lap where we're just fighting to not run out. This is going to be so close.
We're 2 laps under fuel target. We need to start aggressively conserving our fuel reserve.
I'm on it, Jeff. Leave me to it. I can't do much more than this. Look at the gaps I've got behind. We've had a really good lap here. We've managed to get down to 1.2. But the AI are going to run full power in the last 2 laps, so they're going to be very hard to keep behind. I'm literally letting off the throttle when I cross the start finish. That's how early I'm letting off now. Got a yellow on the Nouvelle chicane. One of the Haas cars has slowed down. Schumacher out of the race. Too late for a safety car though. That would have really helped us out though. One safety car this race would have made a massive difference. Still. Next update will be shortly, if I can get it under 1 lap. Okay, we're going to stay on board now for the rest of the race. You're going to watch me try and save nearly a lap of fuel in a lap and a half. We're scheduled to run out on this lap. But we're going to try and get this fuel down. I want to make sure we finish the race. So mega saving is going to go on now. We've got the entire grid behind us. And the AI should start using full power soon, but if we can just get good exits and use ERS in the right moments. Short shifting very early. Lifting very early. 5th gear through the Nouvelle chicane. Trying everything I can. Using 7th through to back. No braking, just a lift in there. And then not even flat out through here. I'm just trying to feather the throttle. Then let it coast in 6th through here.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Right, onto the last lap then. We're going to be very marginal here. Very, very close. We're going to have to be super extreme with the fuel saving on this last lap. We are going to run out. Unfortunately, I'm not going to save it. It's too late. So all we can do now is go as slow as possible, whilst keeping the traffic behind. I'm going to use even higher gears. We're going to run out any moment. Literally just letting the car roll through here. We could run out right now on this straight. Lando's going to challenge here, I think. We're out of fuel. We're out of juice. I'm going to try and do what I can. Oh, Perez damage. Make our car as wide as possible. Oh no. Oh, yeah, yeah. All the AI wanting to jump past now. Lando's going to get through. We're just trying to hold on. Lando has damage. Oh, we're dry. We're dry. Right, can we hold it on the run to the line? We may even drop out the points entirely here. Oh, no.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Well, there we go then. Results are in. Sergio Perez wins in Monaco, Lando second, Leclerc third. Michael finishes in P5. Good to see Michael get some big points, and we finish in P10 with the fastest lap. Now, I'm going to be honest, I regret one thing this race, and that is picking up the pace before my pit stop. That 1.5 laps where I tried to go back to full pace to make sure I was ahead of the alternate strat runners was probably unnecessary, because I actually had a couple of seconds over them. I think had I just kept on going up my own pace, maybe even extended by one more lap, we could have actually saved that 0.3, which is because to try to find the margins were in the end, but it is what it is. I'd been fuel saving since lap 1. I knew straight away I was in trouble. But I'm surprised, man. Like, every track we go like negative 4.5 or negative 5 laps, and we finish the race with like +2 or +2.5, especially because we usually get at least one safety car per race. But yeah, the fuel saving is never an issue. We save so much fuel. But this one, if I was running at full pace every lap, I wouldn't have saved anything at all. It was literally dead even. Like, it wouldn't have changed. So yeah, a bit shocking and a bit surprising, to be fair, that around the most easily fuel saving track we actually struggled. But yeah, there's your top 10. Not really ideal. We'll look at the standings, because, you know, that was a big race. Verstappen retired from that one, and Perez, with a race win, has brought himself into the mix. So Perez second, Verstappen third. We still lead the way by 7 points. We did get 2 points today, and we're 18 points clear of Verstappen. So Max can count himself lucky that we ran out of fuel and messed up badly, because we could have made a massive dent in his title chances. But yeah, overall, I'm just a bit confused. I just don't know how the fuel was so bad. Further down though, Michael with that P5 gets himself up a little bit to P15 with those points, so that's good to see. In the Constructors, we're P2. Had I won and Michael got P6, it would have been a great day for us in the Constructors, because we could have cut down on Red Bull quite a lot, but unfortunately this time I messed it up. So yeah, there's the rundown for this race. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You know, it's a bit of a different race, just saving fuel, and right to the very end we tried it, but we didn't quite make it. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe for more for daily F1 content on my channel. As always, you guys are legends. I really appreciate your support since I've come back to YouTube at the start of this month. And yeah, we'll keep the content rolling, and we've got more F1 launch content. I think we've got tomorrow an Aston Martin video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the content. Finally, check out 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.